So one of the number one questions I get asked, and it's one that people come to me all the time, they say, why the frog? So I figured we'd put the man that came up with the frog on the spot and ask him that simple question. So why did you start the frog?
Well, first of all, I can't take credit for starting the frog. In 1984, a leap year, we were sitting around, we were trying to figure out our marketing plan. Back then, a lot of dealers were giving away different things. They were kind of like building it into the price. So we were just saying, okay, let's just come up with something. We've had a partnership with WBOC forever. Actually, our sales rep / account manager for WBOC, he said, why don't we just give away a free frog? Like that. And I'll give him credit. It was Kevin Gardner. Because I don't give him credit for a lot. So we did it. And we did a commercial. We did our original commercial with, for the frog. And we, the really odd part was we didn't have a frog to give away, because who would have thought somebody would have come in and asked for a frog, right?
So that was going to be my next question. What did the first frog look like? What was it?
So the customer came in, purchased a vehicle, and said, where's my frog? I thought they were kidding. Salesperson runs to me. I thought they were teasing. So I called the guy with the Mr. Brain Thrust of it all, and I said, hey, we need frogs. And he said, do what? And I said, we need frogs. So he literally runs to, I guess we would call it a dollar store now, and he comes up with this. He did the best he could do with what he had. He come up with this little plastic frog. And oddly enough, we gave it to the person and they didn't throw it back at us. You know what I mean? Which, we gave them that, that's what it was. And, I think as the frog evolved, it was never customer driven. It was, so the frog, very quickly, and I can't remember who it was. Somebody found a cement one, and it might have been Earl that did it, but they found a cement one. They brought it in, and then we started buying them in bulk. So that's that part of it, and then we had the frog puppet.
Yeah. So we transferred from a plastic frog to a cement frog to a pretty big stuffed animal frog that looked like this guy here.
Like this guy, yeah.
Yeah,
I had a lot of conversations with this little fellow.
Yeah, so that was definitely.
I like it too, because he didn't. It was easier. I could actually scold this guy, and he didn't come back like
he didn't have the comebacks unless you gave him back.
Right? Yeah.
Another question that I always get is, was there ever a time that you thought about taking the frog away?
Oh yeah. There was, because. I mean, how many times do you want to talk to this fellow? I mean, it's not, you feel a little goofy. Then you watch it on TV. So now, I wear these all the time. So everybody knows that I fell in love with the frogs. And we got a little bit bored talking to the frogs. So we kind of wanted to veer off. And oddly enough, that was back when letters instead of email, right? Yeah. So we started getting a lot of letters, bring back the frog. And we got them quick. We really did. It was amazing. We even had a letter. There's a lot of school stories, but we even had a letter from a local elementary school that, said, bring back the frog. So the frog was entertaining. It was, I guess it was a 30-second sitcom. Well,
we found out how important the frog was when actually one of our competitors at the time tried to shoot the frog, right? Is that what they did? Or
yeah, and that was another, oddly enough, I didn't think that you'd remember that. In a commercial, and I guess they were sitting around brainstorming, and they got tired of hearing about the frog. So we actually were giving a frog away that looked a lot like this, and evidently they confiscated one of these, and they
more than likely a customer had one.
Yeah, more than likely a customer had one, and they're big hunters, right? So from what I can remember of the commercial, they threw it up in the air and shot it. So somebody from the TV station called up and said, "Hey, this was not our idea." And I went, "They did what?" Because it sounded kind of funny until I saw it. I didn't even get a chance to call them. I didn't get a chance to do anything because it did air. And then within a couple days, the local a local class at an elementary school, they actually picketed the dealership because they shot the frog.
So that's when we found out the frog was actually, it was known to the community.
It was definitely known to the community, and just like those letters asking us to bring it back, people love the frog.
Yeah, people took offense to that.
They took offense to that.
I mean, now it's become a household name when it comes to that. When people think Preston, they do think of the frog. So fast forward a little bit to now, and we introduced the next frog. So what was that?
Peggy, my wife, she thought that the other one was too big, and it was sitting on dashboards and sitting in the back and actually fading a lot. And she said, why don't we come up with like a Beanie Baby frog? It really ended up being not only a great idea, but one of our core values is community. And it really tied into that, because our bigger frog wouldn't have been able to do what we've done, in the community, what we've done with that. So,
and that is one great point. You bring up community, and that brings up another frog. Now, look at the catch. He's still got the hands. If the Cowboys did that more often this year, they'd probably be in the Super Bowl, but they forgot that. But now we have different color frogs. So, every year, I know the dealership comes out with a new frog and a new color to donate to a different charity. We're only bringing in one of the frogs. It was the star of the show. It was our first frog. So what's the reason behind the pink frog?
Yeah, so the reason behind the pink frog is breast cancer is actually, affected our family, with Peg having breast cancer, and then one of our best friends, had breast cancer. And so we were realizing how many lives it had touched, and how many lives it touched on the Delmarva Peninsula. It was a charity that we were already donating to, right? I had no clue how much changing the color of a frog really meant to the community, and how many people wanted to have a pink frog.
And one thing about the frog and the different colors, and no matter what the story is or what the cause is, and whatever frog we come out with, there's definitely a meaning behind it that's touched something within our family personally or within our organization personally. Fast forward from the pink frog, we have multiple other colors now, including a tie-dye frog for children's cancer. March of Dimes, our purple frog, that we actually host a walk at the dealership every year for the March of Dimes. Red with the Heart Association. I know that was big for your mother and my grandmother, for us to really be involved in the Heart Association. We introduced the gray frog for Paul Keene, and actually a couple others in our organization we found out after, for brain cancer. So, and we also have the yellow frog to support our troops.
Yeah.
So it's an exciting time for us, because not only does it gain recognition, but you see people, and you have people come in and say, hey, can I have a frog? And you're like, and why? And they tell you why, and that story, there's some heartfelt stories. So buying a car is one way to get it during that month, or having a great story is another way for me to call Ron and say, hey, Ron, I need this frog, because we have somebody that's impacted directly from the call. So it's definitely been an exciting time, and I thank you for answering the questions about the frog and the transition of the frog. And the frog's definitely here to stay with the Preston Automotive Group. And it's something that I know that started as a funny joke or as a giveaway in 1984 has become a legacy for the Preston Automotive Group.
Just it makes me even more proud to wear this pin every day.
Yeah, so the frog's actually a couple years older than me, so it was around a little longer, and it's definitely sticking around to stay. And we thank you guys for, first of all, caring about the frog and asking the question, where did the frog come from? First and foremost, thanks for watching, and thanks for keeping those frogs on your dashboard and supporting the Preston Automotive Group.
Thank you.